Burley Minerals is on the ground running, working towards expansion and definition of its Chubb lithium project just outside of Val-d'Or, Quebec. Look, we have been very fortunate to be where we are in Quebec. We're out just outside of Val-d'Or. It's literally a half an hour drive from Val-d'Or. Val-d'Or is a major mining center in Quebec, as it has been for nearly a century. How do we mobilize that quickly? We called our contractors. They were poised and ready to go, as they've been sitting and standing by waiting for this fire ban to lift. So called them up. The paperwork was finished. All the work that we required for the Ministry of Natural Resources in Quebec was done and fait accompli. So the guys were basically chomping on the bit. Within a day or so, they had a rig on site. We were ready to go and we were drilling. Now, that being said, the drillers have made amazing progress over the course of July. We finished the second 5,000 meter drilling program. They were hitting some 200 meters a day. It was just, the challenge was just keeping up with the guys, in terms of, logging core and sampling, etc. Again, my hat's off to our contractors and service providers in Val-d'Or. They were poised and ready. The guys at the core shed ready to sort of cut core, sample, etc. So we just really had to hammer through it, but we did it, got through. By the end of July, our 5,000 meter drilling program was finished, and we got to move on to our geophysics program, which is in progress as we speak. We understand and we have a pretty good idea about the current strike length in the mineralized zone. If you imagine, we've got a mineralized zone around 240 meters wide. We know that it's striking at least 500 meters or pretty close to it. And there are several spodumene-bearing pegmatite dikes within that mineralized zone. So we know that. It starts to hit a bit of ground cover or overburden to the south and to the east. Hence the reason why we're doing this geophysics survey, to sort of understand some of those targets in those areas. But within that known zone, we can start to work on resource development definition. That is some infill drilling, and obviously followed up by assays, which can lead to a fairly quickly preliminary mineral resource estimate. While we continue to drill out the resource or infill drilling and look at, obviously, resource expansion, we're going to commence some preliminary metallurgical test work. So, key part there is how much spodumene can we recover, and how well does this pegmatite dike beneficiate? So these are very preliminary met work right now for us. It gives us a good idea of what this flow sheet could look like, and basically how that aligns with typical flow sheets that are used in spodumene concentrator plants in Quebec and internationally. We're going to get back into drilling later this month. Very excited about it indeed. So all things going, we're probably looking towards a preliminary MRE towards the end of this calendar year or very earlier in the new calendar year. Again, we've got to take a small break because this hunting season is coming up in September. But other than that, we're good to go for drilling. Very excited about how we're going to progress this year and into the new year.